from Fontainebleau, France, Jan, who just moved over from Carmel about 16 months ago, and who was born at Stanford, Old Hoover Pavilion. I'm a proud graduate of Crescent Park Elementary School, and we moved down to Carmel when I was at Jordan Junior High. I would have graduated Palo in '82. My dad graduated in '46. I'm actually a third generation Palo Alton. I'm going to talk a little bit about what the journey's been like here for me. I'll try not to bitch and moan too much, but I am prone to bitching and moaning. Okay, I love Airbnb. One of you guys who knows the people at Airbnb, will you please hook me up with them? I need to be their spokeswoman over here in France. Aside from all of the trips I've taken over the years with Airbnb, I have lived in 5 Airbnbs here since moving over, and all of those were in the first half year. I had planned on living in Brittany at the Normandy border near Mont Saint-Michel for the first half year with my 2 big sled dogs and my cat. There was a major health and safety issue at the place that we discovered right away, and Airbnb agreed. I had my own ambassador, my own person, and she walked me through the whole thing and had me send photos, and they let me out of my contract. Then I had 2 more Airbnb in Normandy for a few months, and then one up in Saint-Port in Ile-de-France here, in Ile-de-France near Paris, that I loved. But I'd already signed a lease for my 5th Airbnb here in Fontainebleau, which turned out to be a very good idea because I am 3 blocks away from the hospital, and I last month had my 2nd hip replacement here, and there are a lot of reels on that. The thing you want to know is what did it cost and what was it like? All in for both hip replacements, 16,000 euro, and I'm supposed to get reimbursed for 70 to 80% of that from the French healthcare system that I just got approved for this very week. And there's a reel in here on that too. If you are seeing this from the United States and understand health costs in the US, you understand that getting 2 new hips for $16,000 total, all in pre-op, post-op, and op, is unheard of. And each hip, I was in the hospital for 4 nights. It's not a drive-by. The French are serious about your health care. It is not a for-profit system. And I feel so safe and so cared for here. So I've had 5 moves instead of the 1 planned in the first 6 months. I'm living in an urban setting that I did not expect to be living in. I wanted to live in the middle of nowhere. I wanted to be left alone, and then I found out I was wrong. And I've had 2 health crises. I literally stopped being able to walk the first week of July before we found out I'd developed osteonecrosis. We think from a injury in California in 2023, late 2023. I have lived now for 16 months in a foreign country, effectively in ill health and unable to move. And in my first half year, in my first few months, I actually lost so much weight, over 40 pounds, without even noticing, until my clothes literally started to fall off of me. And I'm like, wait a minute. And went to someday I may fit in these clothes, and put them on, and they didn't fit. They were coming off. I have lived in a foreign country, lost over 40 pounds without trying, with the beautiful food here, eating whatever I want. I have had 2 new hips put in to rebuild the foundation of my body, and I have moved 5 times across 3 regions. And here's what I have learned, and I'm just starting to get my head around it. I'm even more resilient than I thought. my brain is, well, it might not be apparent from this video, my brain is functioning at a much higher level than it ever has. I'm a badass. I was born one. I was born one. And life beat the hell out of me, okay? And so I'm a badass again, and probably nowhere near what I'm gonna be. It's very exciting at the age of 62. And I am recovering a spark in me that has been gone for decades. I believe this is a function of my having shaken things up and my having designed a life that's luscious and vibrant and exciting. Not so much in practice, it's in theory right now. But probably within another month, I will be very physically able again. It's been years. And I will probably get to do the travel that I've been yearning to do. And I will probably keep digging down and investigating my own thought processes and so on in a way that I don't think I would have if I were still living in Carmel. Not everyone can do what I've done. Not everyone had a tragedy like I did that prompted my move. Maybe you can just move over because you wanna. Not everyone, not my son, my adult son's moved in with me. He's in his gap year and wants to do grad school over here. He's here for a year and he's applying to schools over here. Not everyone has the family that this would work for, but plenty of you do. And I would have loved to have talked with someone like me who'd already walked the path. So there's a link in my bio if you want to set up a time to chit chat. I've just set up 15 hours a week for that because that's what'll work for me. And we can talk about what it's been like for me and what it might be like for you. I love the United States. I'm grateful to be out of there. I did not move over for political reasons. I might have now. And I made the decision to move in early July of 2024. Now, a lot has happened since then. I want to show you this. I believe I've added years to my life and life to my years. A bientôt from Fontainebleau, France.